Hi, my name is Yvan Roy. I'm an assistive technologist with the Crombie Center for Student Support. Today I'm going to talk about universal design and more specifically on how to create accessible PowerPoint presentations. So first, what is universal design for learning? Well, universal design for learning, or UDL, is a set of principles and techniques for creating an inclusive learning environment and accessible course material. Essentially, its core meaning is what's good for one is good for all. So the principle behind this is that if you can create materials and documents that are accessible to everyone, people with visual impairments, learning disabilities, that it doesn't just benefit those people, it also benefits the general population as well. So today's video is going to focus on Microsoft PowerPoint and how to create a universally designed PowerPoint presentation. So what is a universally designed PowerPoint presentation? Well, they have a clear, consistent structure, they are easy to navigate, and they give information in multiple formats. To create an accessible PowerPoint presentation, the first thing you have to look at is its layout. How a presentation is laid out affects its overall usability. Visual formatting such as color, spacing, font style, font size will affect a PowerPoint's presentation's accessibility. Using PowerPoint's placeholders will ensure that all of the text that you put in your presentation will be accessible. I mentioned about using placeholders in Microsoft PowerPoint. So here are the placeholders. So you have here, click to add title, and all you have to do is just click on it, and then you can type in the title of your presentation. So demo presentation, and then beneath it you can click to add subtitles. I'll just put by Ivan just as an example. Now these placeholders appear whenever you create a new slide. Now when you click on new slide, it just uses a generic style with a title, so slide number 1. And then beneath it I can click to add text, and you'll notice that I can add other things too. So details about slide number 1. So this is now part of my slide. Now when I click on the little button beneath new slide, I can actually choose different styles of slides, different layouts, and I can choose one with 2 columns. I can add slide number 2, and then I'm going to add some details, number 1, and then I'm going to put details number 2. So I'm just going to add more text, info and info, just so that I have some text within my slide. Now when I click an outline, you'll notice that all of the text that I have in my slide show up in the outline, and that's because I used the placeholders that are within each slide. Now a lot of the times people want to add more information, and what they'll do is they'll click on insert and then insert text box, and then they'll add more text this way. More info about slide number 2. And then often what they'll do is they'll change the font size to make it match the rest of the slide. And then it looks like the information that you have on the rest of the slide. Now the problem lies that when you click on the outline, you'll notice that the information within this text box doesn't show up in the outline. And the other information, so I can add more stuff to the other text box, which is actually a placeholder, and you'll notice that that information then carries over into the outline. Now not using the placeholders creates a problem for people with visual impairments, because they're not going to use the PowerPoint slides, they're actually just going to create an outline. So by going to File, Save and Send, Create Handout, and then they'll select Outline Only. And then when they click OK, what happens is that it creates a Word document of the PowerPoint outline. And this is what they'll use to read, because a screen reader works in Word better than it does in PowerPoint. Visual formatting, so font size, font style, color, spacing, all affect how easily a presentation can be read. Here are some tips. Avoid using multicolored text. People that are visually impaired or have color blindness find it very difficult to distinguish between colors. Therefore, having a lot of different colors in your text is not very beneficial to them. Use colors that offer a high contrast, such as black on white or black on yellow. Avoid overly ornate fonts or fonts that look like script or handwriting. Fonts such as these are very difficult for people with visual perception difficulties to read. And of course, use a font size that is large enough for easy reading. Images are a great way for quickly relaying information. That's if they can be seen or understood. Students with visual impairments or visual perception difficulties need additional information to help them understand what an image is trying to convey. An easy way to make an image accessible is to add alt text to an image. Here's some additional tips. When using acronyms, they should always be defined upon first appearance. Avoid using slang, jargon, or ambiguous terms that limit universal understanding. For example, a student with a different cultural background may not always understand a figure of speech. Hyperlinks to websites should always be described to let the user know where they'll be directed. So, make sure you use a plain font, use a font size that allows for easy reading, and pick a text and background color combination that offers high contrast. If you have any questions regarding accessibility or assistive software, you can contact me via email at ivan.roy@cameroncollege.ca or at extension 7433.